And that's the way we're kicking off Send It Sunday this week. That is my sort of clip. This was Nico from Argentina over in Jericoacoa. You know what makes that clip? Obviously, it is the laughter behind the clip. The clip is epic, but let's play it with no emotion, no laughter, no sound effects. Okay. Okay, it's still pretty good. But with the laughter, with the boys behind the camera. Yes, yes, that's what I want to see. Send me your clips. So Nico, apparently Argentinian, known for sending it, said he was inspired by Balz Müller's video this week. What, you've not seen this clip? You are kidding me. Check this thing out. Yeah, cheese roll combos. Look at those things. We've got some solid back loops in there. Shifty's coming in. Shifty's coming in. Got cheesy bonker. You gotta love a cheesy bonker. And that is a sweet one. Got massive, like, maybe an air scopu. I mean, maybe. I get confused myself. And then the double konos. You what? Look at the rotation on that thing. Look at the rotation. It's deadly. Clue first, like basically double back loop at the end. Yeah, and I did see in the comments Boujmar mentioning black shot, which is obviously Boujmar's move, which is the crazy peep, back loop, switch the sail into clue first, and then you go for another rotation. And with balls, with that, you know, double kono, crazy clue first rotation, it may be possible. Also saw in the comments, Robbie Nash. Yeah, that's so damn cool. When the king is saying that, you've got to take note. But also that switch shift. I can't even say it. The Swifty, I think he's calling it. He said it's been around for years. I was reading his comments that he's broke his nose trying them, but these are the first ones he's landed properly on camera. Pretty ridiculous, because at the first you don't even notice it because it looks so clean. Impressive stuff from the 31-year-old, I think he is, dad of 2 kids, and the guy is pushing freestyle. He is, for me, Mr. Freestyle. You know, when you think of competitions, there's a lot of like routines and stuff, but Balz, for me, is the freestyle king, and I always look forward to seeing him go somewhere. His mind is just not limited. It's just, there is zero limit. He is thinking out the box. He's thinking ahead. He's probably got another 30 moves up his sleeve. He's not slowing down, and it is definitely a pleasure to watch those things. Just so good. Yeah, more. We want more. We want to see a video on YouTube, wide, full frame, big style. Let's see it. Let's see it. And obviously, Balz is on Severn and SevernShop.com. And still supporting Send It Sunday. So cheers to the boys at SevernShop.com. Right, what else have we got? Well, we obviously did the competition last week. Yes, we did. Do you remember this? The Ghost Rider from Tyree. Yeah, who was it? It was either, I think, what do we say, Colin Whippy Dixon? Was it Andy Bubble Changes with Francisco Goya? Was it Marcilio Brown? It was, of course, Mr. Andy Bubble Chambers, yes. Well, I think it is. I actually never asked him. I just assumed it was. So if you said that in the comments, and you were, remember, like these legends, yes, they have chipped in beer money. In the last week, they're new members. We already have some members. If you've chipped in beer money in the last 12 months, that will make you a member. So the winners of a hat this week, they're popping up on your screen. We're going to do 2. You and you. Just send me a message, and when you send me a message, I'll send you your hat. Well done. Congratulations. Okay, so that is the competition last week, but we've got to talk more about freestyle. We're going to talk about speed in a minute because Luderit's speed challenge is coming up and they have just been smashing out some records, but we're going to talk about freestyle. We just had Balz. We obviously had Nico at the beginning. Freestyle, we were talking about it on the podcast where I was this week with Paul Van Bellen. What moves do you remember? Like in your lifetime of windsurfing, what moves do you remember? For me, I really clearly remember the Spock, and especially the Spock 540. It was one of those moves, Vulcan as well. I just vividly remember it, the feeling of the board across. It's so weird. I can't even explain it, but I remember it. And I got sent a couple of great videos this week. So first one from Mr. Joe Trinder. Yeah, Cornish wave sailor. Buddy has been in Fuerteventura for the last couple of seasons, couple of weeks in the summer. And he said it was pretty flat, so he got into freestyle. And as you can see, it's not all rosy learning freestyle, but yes, when you get it right, that feeling when the board, that nose of the board, this is, any freestyle out there has learned these moves. You know, these are, in theory, compared to what they're doing now, basic freestyle moves, they're not easy, trust me. I'm going to be doing more of this stuff on the channel because it made me think about it the other day. That when the nose comes through. I want more people to know that feeling. But Joe, look at this thing. Full planing. Full planing. Now that is a proper Spock right there. So this is in Risco. Is it Risco del Paso? Which is basically Centre 2 in Sotavento Beach, the other end to Reniegli Centre, as far as I'm not very versed down there. I've never actually sailed down there. But it is amazing for forward loops as well. Look at these little waves. Yes! This is still Joe. I think the year before, actually, this one. Going for some forward loops. And there's some funky landings here. But a really good spot for those forward loops. I have heard that from a few people, so might be somewhere to check out, but some good skills there. A nasty crash on that front one. He's doing it on a waveboard as well. Yeah, good skills. But then we have also got this fella. Yes, now this is a journey. This is the journey to Vulcan. Now, maybe there's some people out there that don't know what a Vulcan is. This is the first stage of freestyle before you learn the Spock. Obviously, Josh Stone came up with it, invented the Vulcan, then he invented the Vulcan 360, which is obviously called the Spock.
My name's Josh Stone, and I have the distinction of inventing the Spock, which I must admit that I invented it completely by mistake.
Anyway, this is Philippos, I think Philippos Delis, going on his Vulcan journey. And you can see, it's hard to stop watching it. I thought it was a long video, but I carried on watching it because you see the progression. If you've ever started getting into Vulcan, so you've got to do a 180 with the board, and you stay in the straps, and you end up switch dancing in an awkward position. Yes, you do. And you can see he's getting closer and closer. As soon as he starts leaning forward, he starts getting that board to kind of, and you think he's getting close, he's getting close. Then he has a couple where, you know, he's pretty much made it. Just needs to do that kind of switch stance water start, and it doesn't work, but he keeps going. Yes, so he's 17 years old from Greece. He doesn't sail much in the winter, he said. It's all about summer, and he's done most of his stuff at his local beach, but his best progression is in Naxos, where the centre owner over there, Stam, has been very encouraging, and you can see as we're getting towards the end of this video, stuff is starting to click. Yes, and he finally gets one. And I love it when he finally gets his perfect one. It's as if, you know, someone is there to capture the action, give him the cheers. And that's what I remember from freestyle. You know, it's a bunch of mates going out there trying to nail these tricks. And when you finally get it, everyone's happy for each other. And it's just, there's so much stuff to learn. You can find your own level. So definitely worth doing. But Philippos, I don't know, it could be his second name, first name, could be Dallas is his first name. I don't know. But he's been windsurfing since he was 6 years old. So he turned up in Naxos and he saw this windsurfer, 6 years old. He said, I want to do that, Dad. His dad's like, yeah, come back. day 10 we'll go, you know, on the holiday. And he's like, yeah, he'll probably forget. He didn't forget, he said. He reminded his dad. He went down there, the centre owner was like, well, what are we going to do with this little kid? He's tiny. But they had a 1 metre sail. They chucked him out there on a 150 litre board, he said, and he's never looked back since. So he's pretty decent. Look, he's got some good duck jibes on him. Yeah, decent duck jibes on him. He's just cracked the Vulcan. What next are we going to see from him? Maybe we're going to see some full Spock videos. Stay tuned. Right, we've got to give you a quick Luderitz Speed Challenge update. The boys and the girls are turning up. Antoine Albo's on his way. Gunnar Asmussen. I've seen all of them, but the Patrick team are on the spot right now. They can't get in the channel yet, so that Diaz Point, that's the port tack spot, open ocean, so it's not in a channel, and they have been smashing out the speeds. Obviously, new signing Vincent Wagner just went over 50 knots on the 2 second and put in the highest GPS speed score of the year on full Patrick gear. Heidi Ulrich just smashed her one on the open water record as well. I think about averaging 43 with a max of like 45 and a half. We saw her fella go nearly 50 knots. I think he was up there in the 49s. Neil's back as well. So all these guys have been absolutely smashing out the speeds, but obviously this is not in the channel. That is more to come. So I will do you a bigger update, but it's been up to like 50 knots already. The forecast has been pumping up there. So will we see a new world record this year? Antoine Albo on Severn sails this year? Yes. Vincent Wagner on Patrick sails this year? Yes. We've got Jenna Gibson, Simon Pettifer, second good place in GPS this year. He's going over. They got the new duotones. And we've heard Gunnar Asmussen has bought, with his own money, Neil Pride Sails. He used to be on Severn. He's on Neil Pride. So it's a battle of the brands. It's big. Stay tuned. Only one thing left to say. No matter where you are in the world, don't forget to send it. No.